Good morning, folks. This is Anne Marie. This is the SPY report, taking a look at the SPX on the 4-hour. You know what? Let's take a look at it on the day first. That's the biggest tell. We're looking at Heikin Ashi bars, of course, not regular bars, not regular candlesticks. And look at this, sitting above that 50 underneath these faster moving averages that we have floating around here, but we are tightly bound in a range, right? And that is, I don't know, maybe it's a falling wedge right here. I've got no idea. It could be a bull flag. All kinds of different things here. Notice the depth of pullback. I want to show you this. Here's the depth of pullback. Little bit more than 50% here. It should be much shallower here, I believe, or it might be symmetric. I don't know. I'm discovering this like you. Symmetry. Very interesting. Very interesting. We obviously have a dampening harmonic. You know, let's see how much smaller this new wave is than the original wave. Seems to be about 61.8, maybe 70.7% of the initial wave. And so if we leave this and we anticipate that that's a falling wedge or a bull flag or something of that manner, and it pops up there, we should be looking at a test of somewhere around 1730 before this potentially gives out. That's very interesting. I just saw that. All right, so let's talk about today, though. Let me write that down. 1730. We'll see about that, right? That's a bit of an extension. We want to get up and out over here before we can surmise anything like that. So we are looking for this breach up and out over relative congestion. Maybe 1693, 1694 clears the way for us to get back up into the 1708 region. So we'll see a lot of folks thinking that it's going to continue to flush through. And again, if it loses the monthly pivot, which is what is sitting here, it is very likely to come into the midline between the monthly pivot and support level 1. Okay, and then of course, if it loses the mid-range between the 50 and the 200, it really does increase the chances of coming down to test the 200. But we'll see how that looks, right? If we take a look at, well, there we go. All right, so let's take a look here. We can see that there's a ton of congestion here. That's a mess. That's pick up sticks there, right? This market is so conflicted, and it is just as annoying as it gets. Don't look for trend. You're going to have trouble finding it. Wait for the breaks. We've got a negative crossover that occurred yesterday. 50 crossed down below the 200. So that's pretty negative. We are essentially sitting beneath all of those moving averages. For this morning, we have flat pre-market action. And so that's not giving us any kind of resolution in any form or fashion. We can see, moving those up there, we can see we also have diminished momentum sitting right in the neutral zone. The market is holding everything close to the vest, not telling us where it's going, what it's doing. We did see from the SPX just a minute ago that we've got a couple of alternatives, but in the end, what we really just have to do is wait it out, right? We just have to wait it out and see what's going on. If you want to trade intraday with some of these things, just be very cautious. Go to the blog. I have the levels split out there really neatly. You want to get up and over the regions that are very congested with these moving averages, and we can look at the daily chart and see that we have just a mess, right? This one doesn't look so bad, but you know, it could be. Notice the formation. See how the SPY has really done a rotation? 61.8 of the last major wave, so that could give us a potential bounce event. Here's the problem. This hasn't pulled back at all, right? Not particularly, maybe a little tiny bit, but that's not pulled, and this definitely has not pulled back at all. It's sitting very far from its 50. That's sitting very far from its 50. This is sitting below its 50. So we've got either the SPY telegraphing these moves, or these are showing underlying strength, and this is going to lift. But guess what? We don't know which one that is until somebody gives the hand up. All right? All the cards being held close to the vest here in the market. We just need to be patient and not force any trades right now, particularly if we're thinking about setting up from a swing perspective or even a short-term trading perspective that might last more than a couple of days. I am being particularly cautious. Hey, good luck trading today.